Hey, beautiful people. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. If not, it's okay. This too shall pass, and I'm sending extra love and light your way. Um, I just had a quick message that I wanted to share. Well, I guess it was a download because I feel like it's, for some of us in the collective, like right now, we're we're being pushed into self-mastery. And so it's like right now, like we're being called to like put more effort into our inner selves. um and it's mainly to get control of our reactions when it comes to people and situations. So if you're like easily triggered by other people, then it's like you're being called to look into that, right? Or it doesn't have to be easily triggered, but just anything that triggers you, like you're being called to look into that part of yourself, right? um and a trigger is basically like anything that brings up a strong emotion within you, but like a strong negative emotion. So it's like, there could just be a situation, that might happen, and other people, like, when they look at the situation, they're like, oh, that wasn't a big deal. But to you, it might be a huge deal, right? Because that may be a trigger for you. There's something that was triggering about a person or situation, right? And, a trigger is, although they're uncomfortable, right? They're actually here to give us the indication that something needs to be healed. It's just like, like if your body part or something is hurting, that's like a sign, right? So it gives you like some type of idea what's going on, like what kind of pain it is, where the body ache is or body pain or whatever. And it's like kind of like the same thing with triggers. So it's, I use myself for example. Like I had already told the story on this channel, but like I was, long story short, I end up getting triggered in the past, like when I was in like healed or haven't healed that aspect of myself, by a manager. Like when I tried to talk to him to ask for help, like he kind of ignored me or whatever and was like rude. And so for someone else that, that may not have bothered them that much, but for me at that time, because that was a part of me that was unhealed, so that was a trigger to me. And so that's why I, said something. I addressed him and let him know. But at the same time, I feel like that was part of my lesson, but that was part of his lesson too. You know what I'm saying? That was a lesson for me to bring that up to the surface and let me know, hey, this is a trigger for you. So you need to look into this and see what is it about this situation that had you triggered. Like, what did this remind you of in your past, right? Because that's basically what that is. And so that was a lesson for him too, because he needed to hear what I said, because he did admit that he said he knows he has a bad attitude. So, God just places us in each other's path to help us, right? But back to the topic. Yeah, so it's like, look into your personal triggers. Like, what is it that people do or maybe say that, can have you flying off the handle, or that can, put anxiety in you, or it's like, make you sad or whatever it is. Like, look into that, right? Look into that part of yourself. If you feel like you can't like figure it out, then you could just pray about it and be like, God, reveal this part of me to myself. Like, I'm unaware, right? Because that's what this life is all about, just us becoming aware. So once God makes that aware to you, he may say, okay, you're having this trigger, right? You're triggered by people ignoring you because maybe you felt ignored when you were a child. You know what I'm saying? Or just it's something like that. But whatever it is, it's like, you're being called to look into that part of yourself, as uncomfortable as it may be, right? Because that's the only way that you'll be able to master yourself. It's like cleaning up your triggers, right? Looking to see, not really looking to see, well, yeah, that's the main part. The most important part is becoming aware. So looking to see what those triggers are, and then digging deeper to get to the, I guess, the core of the issue, right? And then you can heal. You allow yourself to feel it and then heal and then let go. And then it's like the more you do that, the more you master yourself. So it's like when someone tries to trigger you, because people will do that, especially if they were able to trigger you in the past, they may try to do it now, or once you kind of like started healing. And once you have that mastery over yourself, you won't give them that same reaction that they think they're going to get out of you. Because some people, they devious and conniving, and they just I don't know, they do that, they will do that, right? But if you master yourself, they're not going to be able to get a reaction out of you. No matter how hard they try, you decide if you're going to give a reaction to somebody. Even if you want to really bad, it's, you still have control over yourself. That's why it's called self mastery. Because, a person could still be angry, right? But you have control over your emotions. You have control over your actions. And it's like, once you heal that trigger, it's like people can't really piss you off anymore. I mean, I'm at a point in my life, y'all, it's not too much that can get me mad at this point. The only time you honestly see me get mad is if I just need to defend myself. Like if somebody's trying to attack me or something like that, then yeah, I'm gonna turn into a bull then, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like I'm cool. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, but that's because I've healed a lot of my triggers and it was uncomfortable. That's why a lot of people don't do it. They just don't face themselves and they distract themselves, with by being other people's business or constantly, you know, connecting with other people or constantly people pleasing and putting their business in other people's business and anything that takes the focus off of themselves. And then they just go through life and they continue to age, right? They get older in age, but their temperament never changes. Their thought process never changes. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to face yourself to do that. Like you gotta give yourself times of solitude. You know what I'm saying? So that you can self-reflect. So that you can analyze yourself, right? And a lot of people don't do that because they're constantly in other people's energy, right? Constantly gossiping, constantly focusing on other people. And a lot of times the people that they focusing on and gossiping on be minding their own business, focusing on themselves. So anyways, I'm getting off track. Yeah, so that was just a quick message. This life is all about self-mastery. It's about becoming aware, awakening, and then once you're up, you can't go back to sleep. Once you're up, that's it. There's no going back to sleep. And once you're up, it's like, you're subject to a little harsher karma, right? Because it's, God is like, hey, you know better. Like if it was like a 3-year-old, they do this, I let them slide because they're 3, they're not aware. But once you 10 years old, you doing this, nah, you use its consequences. So it's the same thing. Like once you awake and God has been waking you up, and you got to continue to keep getting up. You got to continue to keep waking up. You can't just sit there like half sleep and because what's going to happen is God is going to come through with a crisis or a situation to wake you all the way up. You know what I'm saying? And that's sometimes that can be really uncomfortable. So it's best to try to, take baby steps and continue to keep awakening yourself, right? Because we don't want them crisis situations, but sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it just takes something drastic for us to make a change. And God knows this, right? So, but we're being protected the whole time. But anyway, this message was way longer than I expected, but I hope it helped in some type of way. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, and I will catch you on another video. Peace, love, and light.